Hey everyone. I just spent an hour alone in a cafe, enjoying a lovely lunch, sipping on a coffee with my nose in a book. Honestly, it's one of my favorite ways to recharge. While I was sitting there, I started thinking about self-care for doulas. Our work is intense and emotionally demanding. If we don't take care of ourselves, how can we take care of the families who rely on us? There are so many ways to maintain personal well-being, but I wanted to share a few simple and practical tips that can help, not just for doulas, but for anyone. Number one, set boundaries. I was recently reminded of this by one of my doula students. She has a firm boundary. She does not answer business emails or messages on weekends. That time is for her friends and family. I love this and completely believe in setting boundaries for self care. But like many of you, I sometimes struggle to stick to them. It's easy to let work seep into every part of life, but without boundaries, we risk burnout. Defining clear work hours and sticking to them allows us to make the space for the things that bring us joy and renewal, like reading a good book. Number two, prioritize sleep. As birth doulas, we know sleep deprivation all too well. While we can't always avoid sleepless nights, we can be proactive about rest. I set an alarm to remind me it's at bedtime. If I don't, I get caught up in work, knitting, or other projects, and before I know it, it's nearly midnight. Since I wake up at 6 a.m., I know that 6 hours sleep just isn't enough for me. Everyone's sleep needs are different, but I know that when I'm well rested, I think more clearly, I'm more patient, and I can handle my responsibilities so much better. Number three, move your body. Exercise is so important, but I have to be honest, it's not my favourite thing, especially after my knee replacement surgery last year. But movement doesn't have to be intense. It's about finding what works for you. After my surgery, I had to accept that even a short walk is enough. Over time, I'm increasing my distance and strength, but I also remind myself that movement in any form is valuable. Number four, delegate when needed. This one's a tough one for me. I've realized I have perfectionist tendencies, which surprised me because I'm usually so laid back. I struggle to ask for help, either because I don't want to burden others or because I want things done a certain way. But doing everything myself is exhausting. The is finding the right person to delegate to and, if needed, train them. One thing that helps is creating standard operating procedures or SOPs. These are simple instruction guides that outline how tasks are to be done. Not only does this make delegation easier, but it also saves time in the long run, especially if you need to find another person to do these tasks. The instructions are all laid out for them to follow. Number five, seek support and mentorship. When I first started as a doula, there was no one to turn to for guidance. I was the first certified doula in New Zealand, and for years I was figuring it all out on my own. Thankfully, I later found midwives who welcomed me and offered insight, encouragement, and support. That experience was invaluable. I don't want any doula to feel alone, which is why I offer mentorship through the Doula Beginnings membership. Whether you trained with me or not, I'd love to support you in your journey. Number six, journal for reflection. I have a bit of a confession. I'm a stationery addict. I love collecting pretty notebooks. And yes, I do actually use them. One of my long term self care practices is journaling. Every night before bed, I write a few sentences or sometimes pages about my day. Writing things down helps me process my thoughts and clear my mind, making it easier to fall asleep. It's like having a conversation with myself, gaining clarity on challenges and letting go of stress. And number seven, Practice self compassion. This is a big one. Be kind to yourself. Lately, my perfectionism has been holding me back. I spent weeks researching a process instead of just starting it. Looking back, I could have implemented it and made improvements along the way. But I'm not beating myself up over it. I'm learning and now I'm moving forward. Perfection isn't the goal, progress is. And progress isn't always a straight line. Some days we move forward, some days we take a step back. But as long as we're practicing self compassion, we keep going. Just remember, you're not alone. Being a doula can feel lonely at times, but it doesn't have to be. Don't isolate yourself. Don't run yourself into the ground. Reach out, find support, and take care of yourself. You deserve it. Thank you for watching. I hope these self care tips inspire you to take better care of yourself so you can continue to be the best doula for your clients. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below with your favourite self care tips. I'd love to hear from you. Take care and remember, you deserve to thrive in this important work.